A little bit late, a little bit early. Not really on time. I said 10:30, 10:45. Kind of getting there right around that time period. Got to fix my hair on this side, it looks like.
Ken,
Chris.
in that video you made Father's Day, you said you're going to stop the streak of live streams. Does that mean you're not going to stream every night? Or?
No, I'm still going to stream every night. It's just I think it might come to an end on the weekend of the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 4th of July because I'm going to be camping, and I don't think they're going to have Wi-Fi where I'm going to be camping.
Okay.
But I'm still working on that.
Just a break.
Well, I'm hoping not, but I don't know yet. As the saying goes, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it.
Oh, I forgot that 10:30 meant 10:30 your time.
What'd you think? I'm at 10:30 your time?
You're rubbing off on me. Don't give me a hard time.
Oh, has somebody had a rough day?
Yeah. Feel really dumb after today's incident with the stupid cassette player.
I wouldn't even let it bother me.
What'd you do?
Looks like he got his hair caught in the cassette player and it ripped it all off.
Yeah, that he did.
Oh, this is what it is. This is what I'm referring to here. Which of those two rewind and fast forward buttons, which one do you think is rewind and which one do you think is fast forward?
If you're holding it in the right position, the one on the left is rewind.
Yeah.
But that one on the right next to the red dot, is pointed left as well. So,
What brand name
you
is?
would have to experiment with it to know for sure.
What year is that? Or, I mean, what brand model is that?
Sony.
Okay. Well, I know the answer, so I can't divulge it.
Looks like a Sony boombox.
It is.
I'm going to guess it's backwards from what you think, because right next to the red button is probably the play button, and that's pointing left. So if that's the play button, then the one next to it pointing the other way would be the rewind, and the other one to the left of it would be the fast forward.
You're correct.
Which means this thing is upside down with respect to how I would expect it to function, but the words are right side up here, which is...
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Somebody's changed the buttons.
That could be too. I never thought about that. That's a good possibility as well. Never thought about that.
So the past couple of times I've tried to record cassettes for people, every time I've tried to rewind the tape, I've actually been fast forwarding it. And when I've tried to fast forward it, I've actually been rewinding it.
Well, that could be a headache, couldn't it?
Yes.
I'm helping at church this week. They got vacation Bible school. Which I didn't really do nothing tonight. I'm just there if they need me. Had 14 kids and 27 adults.
You know what the thing is? You know what the thing is that they're doing?
Some kind of Western theme or something.
We're doing ours is Australia. It's called Zoomerang. There's kangaroos and all different kinds of Australian.
Okay.
That sounds interesting. So we went down to this morning, and after a little bit of a hiccup and a headache, we got Lorna's fee paid. Now, as we do sit and wait, the guy did apologize. He said the woman that runs that department just quit, and he said he could not give us any idea of how long it would be.
What are you trying to do now?
We're just transferring Lorna's nurse's license from Illinois to Indiana.
Okay.
Um,
So what, you have to go to some state office or county clerk's office or something like that?
Well, you would think you would do it through the state of Indiana, but you actually do it through one of the colleges, and I guess they help you out. I don't know.
Okay.
I just know I've got the receipts in my wallet, so if anybody says anything, we'll say, well, here's our receipts. Let's go from there.
Yep.
Then Mom had her CT scan done after some reluctance, and we don't know the size of this, and we being my brother and I are insisting that a brain specialist looks at it, but one of her cavities of her brain, and as you all know we have 4 cavities in the brain, is got an infection. This is what the radiologist said. Now the radiologist takes the x-rays or the CTs. They're not an expert on it. The doctor says they're going to try to treat it with antibiotics, which is a treatment if you have a 2.5 or smaller centimeter infection and show up on your CT scan in your brain. They will try to treat it with an antibiotic. That's the good news. So they're going to try to treat it with antibiotics. The bad news is it's not 2.5 centimeters in size. It's the entire left side of her brain. So my brother and I got on the phone tonight with my sister and said, get a brain specialist, the guy that read to her last CT scan, the brain dude, get him to look at these and see what he thinks. Because
Now, who was the one who said she had an infection? I mean, the radiologist is usually considered the guy that knows how to read those better than anybody else.
well, if that's the case, that's not good news, because they read him and sent it off to the doctor, and the doctor called my sister.
Well, now, was this guy a doctor or just a technician that was there?
I think he's just a technician. I don't think he's
Okay, well, that's not the radiologist then.
right.
Yeah, the technician, he may have some knowledge and
Right.
experience, but
Yeah.
he's not really trained to read them. When
No.
I say the radiologist, I mean the guy an MD who's trained to look at x-rays and CT scans and
Right.
MRIs and all of that.
Yep, I agree with that. And no, that
But yeah, you need the other guy's opinion.
yeah, because her doctor is just a general practitioner doctor, and she's only going off what she's being told, and you know.
Well, I mean, she's going to rely on the official reading from the specialist.
Right, and that hasn't happened yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
And she's got both scans, so she can take them to the same person and say, okay, here's scan 1 a year ago, here's the current one today.
Right.
What do you see? The doctor did say she does show signs of dementia, but nothing to be, quote, alarmed about. But there's something going on, because my mom will, like today when I was watching her, she was sitting there, and then all of a sudden she just reaches down and starts using like a shovel motion, like she's digging something, and she's not digging. That's just what it looks like.
If she has a bad infection, that could affect stuff, you know.
Well, yeah, I once we got clarification on, because my sister, the way she said it the first time, she said it was a tooth infection. Well, there ain't no tooth infection going to make you act like that. You know, it might drive you a little batty, but you're just not going to go crazy. So we called her up and we said, hey, we're confused. Read that back to us again. And she did.
Yeah.
And then we both
I'll be
like,
interested to know how they administer the antibiotics. And I'm pretty rusty on a lot of this.
Welcome to Park Services. To access your refund account online, visit the website printed on the back of your card.
But I was involved with some nuclear medicine research many, many years ago. And one of the things when you have a brain tumor, one of the problems in treating it, even with targeted radiation attached to some type of a molecule, there's a thing called the blood-brain barrier. and it's very difficult to get certain things across the barrier into the brain so you can treat stuff. And I'm just wondering how much that affects antibiotics.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm certainly not the guy to ask. I mean, I'm talking about stuff I was told about 25 or 30 years ago
Yeah.
and haven't thought of since. But
Well, we all agreed that if need be, we will all go to the doctor with Mom, and that way all of us are on the same sheet of music, so to speak.
Yep.
The car's gone. It's just now a matter of getting my mom to understand the car's gone, because
Oh, so
it's
we're
not
driving anymore.
yeah, she can't drive anymore.
That's hard for old people too.
Well, sure. Well, and my mom's been through it once already, because my grandfather, when we yanked the car from under him, he had an accident with his great grandchildren in the car, and my mom said, "No, that's it. You're done. Give me the keys," and she sold the car the next day. We're not going to be that drastic. We hope not. Now, my sister did take the car keys today with her when she went to work, because she said Mom's wanting to drive all day, and if the keys are here, she's going to go drive. And I'm like, I won't let her drive. And she goes, no, she'll find a way to drive. So she took the keys. I don't know why, but she also took her phone, which made no sense at all. She did a couple screwy, weird things today. I rack them up to being old. She's going to be 84 in a month, so I just rack it up to that. She opened the cabinet and she was looking for something. It was just as plain as that pillow back there. It says Las Vegas. And she went to 5 different cabinets, and then she went to the refrigerator. It was so funny. She got a flashlight out, turned the flashlight on, went to the refrigerator and opened the refrigerator to look in the refrigerator with the flashlight. And yes, the light bulb works on the refrigerator. So that's an old age moment for me, I guess. It was a good visit. We had a good visit. What are you up
Well,
to?
hopefully they'll get right on this and do what they can to treat it. If it's infection, you don't want, if it's already that big, you don't want it to get any worse.
No, we don't. I know my sister did go get the antibiotics tonight, or she was going to go get them. But then when we called her, we were like, you need to accelerate this and really have someone else look at these x-rays or CAT scan or whatever they're called. Because you're right, we can't dilly-dally around with it. So, how was everybody's Monday?
Hectic.
Are
I
you?
got the final obituary for my wife to the priest so it can be put in the bulletin for the service next week.
You're on the road here pretty soon, are you not?
Well, how we go is still up in the air. It depends on whether my daughter can get through TSA without an honest-to-God driver's license.
Right.
She talked to somebody there, and they said there is a way. And assuming that Southwest does not cancel any of these flights.
Right.
So we're supposed, I don't remember it, we're supposed to leave here in the morning of July 28th on Southwest and fly to Tulsa.
Oh, July
We
or
get to the
June?
airport and something happens that we can't get on the plane, and we have to take a taxi back to the house, put all of our crap in my truck, and go.
Now, is that July or June?
June, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
I
next.
said July.
That's next week. Yeah, that's right around the corner.
Yeah.
There's Tom K in the chat room. Kenny Witten in the chat room. Good evening to you, gentlemen.
See, that's what happens when you get old.
Yeah. Well, I told my mom today I'm stopping. 63's it. There's not going to be any more. She laughed. She said that's funny. And then the other thing she did, which was alarming, is we were sitting there talking. All of a sudden, she bolted up in her chair, like something caught her attention, and she's staring out the window. And I said, "Mom, what are you looking at?" And she didn't answer me. So I thought, well, maybe there's something out there. So I reached over and looked out the window, and it's just as clear as can be. There's no cars in the driveway. There's no people in the driveway. There's no birds or squirrels or dogs or anything in the driveway. So I asked her again. I said, "Mom, what are you looking at?" And she just sat back like nothing ever happened. So I think she said, my sister said she's aware that she's hallucinating. Okay. I don't quite buy that, but I think if she is, maybe she's ashamed to admit to me she's hallucinating, and by just ignoring it, you know, she thinks it's okay. So, but the thing with the cabinet was so funny. I mean, it was just, I asked her, I said, do you want help? And she said no, and I got to respect that for now. And after her third go around, and she's standing there, and you could just see the ass, you know, she was just pissed. I said, Mom, let me help you out. She goes, I'd like that. And I stood up, and I said, well, look, here it is. And I mean, it was like that pillow, just, you couldn't miss it, right? But I played it off, well, all right, here it is, you know, and she was so happy, so.
Well, you don't have to be her age not to see stuff sometimes. Sometimes I'm looking for my coffee thermos, like to bring up here for the nightly Zoom meeting.
Right.
Can't find it, then I go back and look again, and it was 2 feet away from where I was looking.
I'm going to guess the Bopsy twins are exchanging conversations about that gift card that Josh.
Actually, no, we're not. He is trying to, activate one of them gift cards or something. And those things are a pain in the rear for me to do.
Where's the gift card from? T-Mobile?
Because you got to call that number, the automated number. You got to enter in all them card number and expiration date and all that. And if you don't do it fast enough, it won't be able to pick up that you're entering anything. You got to redo it all over again.
Who's the card from? Do you know?
I'm not talking to, but someone, my customer that brought me these tapes today, she gonna owe me more money than what she originally thought.
Right.
Because she thought there was more. She thought there was like 30 minutes of footage on each one of these 4 tapes, and really there's like an hour on each side.
Nice. That's good for you.
So probably gonna take like at least maybe 4 or 5 CDs a piece, and she's wanting like 2 copies of every CD. So it's gonna be $10 a pop.
Wow. Well, it's a good thing you got some CDs to use, huh?
It's a good thing it don't take nearly as long to make CDs as it does to make DVDs. So that's a good thing. I'll be able to get done in the next day or 2 and get it in and out.
Yeah, I did some research this morning, had a little bit of time, and I was focusing on what constitutes a view on YouTube. It's very interesting. You can watch, Jeff could watch a video right now, and he could come back in a reasonable period of time and watch it again, and that's 2 views. The length of time you have to watch it's 30 seconds. Now, the 30 seconds can be 0 to 30, that's a view, or you can watch it for 10, 15 seconds, pause the video, skip ahead, watch it for 10 or 15 more seconds, pause the video, skip ahead 10 or 15 more, and as long as it's equal to 30 seconds, that's a view. It's crazy. The other thing I learned was at 300 views, they shut that video off to verify, they being YouTube, to verify that all the views are legitimate. And if they come back as legitimate, they turn it back on and you can proceed forward.
How do they determine if it's legitimate in their eyes?
It explained it, but it was way over my head. Let's see here.
Because I have the impression, I've gone back and watched videos again. I mean, not immediately, but maybe
It says
later when I wanted to look at something again, and I never see the view count increase just because I watched it again.
right.
maybe I'm not paying attention at the right time.
Right, it says the magic number of views is 300. Once a video reaches 300 views, YouTube temporarily, quote, freezes the view count to confirm that those are indeed legitimate plays by real humans. Its system begins to track incoming views as well as the first 300. It can delete fraudulent views as they're identified. Once the initial screening process is over, the view counter goes back to normal, but YouTube will continue to monitor for fake views on every video. Why 300? Numbers below that don't have the power to crowd the YouTube homepage and throw the website off its algorithm. So wait, if there's no secret formula to what counts as a view, can't anyone refresh their video to gain views? Not anymore. In the early days of YouTube, monetization wasn't a thing. It was an assumption that almost every view fit into the original definition. A viewer intended play of spam-free video. It didn't take the platform long to get wise to the fact that creators would cheat the system. This is loosely referred to as artificial view. That was just one that I found. I found like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
One actually shows it out on, explained it on graphs and charts and everything else. And I mean, I'm like, okay, so I know where it's at right now, which is astronomically amazing. At 300, if they shut this off, depending on how long that took, I wonder how many views I lost. Because it doesn't say anything about you get back the views that happened while it's shut down. So you have to almost think that you lost some. I don't know where Greg's at, Robert. I haven't seen him yet. He might be having some bad weather. Rick's having some bad weather. I know that. And then the other thing that I was thinking about while I was driving today was, okay, I've got over 1,000 views. You would think my subscribers would be a little bit higher based on 1,000 views, but it's not. I'm sitting at 141. Now,
It may be people who are not subscribers get referred to it by some type of algorithm that we don't understand.
right? Well, the again, I know I'm beginning to understand a little bit more why everybody, myself included, says if you like what you see, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. The reason for that, the more likes your video has, the more it's promoted to other people. So I'm gonna pick on Chris. So Chris is watching a video, and when that video ends, his screen fills up with videos they think he might like to watch. And one of those might be Ken Stout Live Plays Golf Part 5. And oh yeah, I like golf. Let me see this Ken Stout. Let's check this out. Watches it for 30 seconds. There's a view. But he doesn't like it enough to subscribe. And I'm just picking on Chris. I don't mean him any ill will whatsoever.
I was looking up information that I thought would run. I thought the card in my wallet was something that I got recently, and I thought I could use it. Now they're saying that the card isn't valid.
Might have been spent already or something if it's
This
an
card
older
I got
card.
a couple weeks ago.
That's what I would think. He's already activated it.
Wouldn't be a great day.
11/22.
You know why?
We didn't have
Put it on I use the whole amount of the Amazon gift card to buy order you whatever you wanted the last time you wanted something.
Yeah, but we talked about not using. I was trying to figure out what to use the card for, remember?
I borrowed an Amazon gift card to buy whatever you wanted on Amazon the last time you worked.
Hi, Rick.
Okay, but I thought that was just how we used the card like a couple weeks ago or something.
Back in a second, guys.
No problem.
It was right before I changed my number.
So the storms passed through, Rick?
Will you put him on mute, please?
I can. He's muted.
The storms are still kind of here. They've kind of mellowed out. We just had a lot of rain and a little bit of wind, but yeah, our power kept flickering on and off, so I had to shut my computers off for a while.
Yeah, our power actually went out today while I was gone, and I only know that because the clocks were blinking and the computer was off. Yeah, we have no ill weather whatsoever until Sunday. So I don't know. I don't know if they shut it down because of the. I don't know. Didn't really matter. It was out and come back on by the time I got home. Been a long day for me.
When it gets hot and humid like this, there's usually storms behind it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't even. I just looked at that and I forgot to see what tomorrow's going to be like. I know it's going to be warm.
I was out in the balcony and I was standing out there and out way off out in the trees out in the woods. I saw the rain coming.
Yep, 96 tomorrow. That's going to be hot.
We're going to be cooler tomorrow. 83, 13 degrees cooler than today.
That'd be nice. 83 is not bad.
And it isn't as long as the humidity stays somewhat low. Try 105 p.m.
Oh no, thank you. I'll pass on that.
With our heat index, it was 104 today.
What kind of humidity do you have, Chris?
It's going to be humid.
105 with humidity is not good. I mean, 105 without humidity is not good either, but add in some humidity and that don't help at all.
But this morning it actually felt good, and I think tomorrow morning's going to be cool, but it's going to get hot.
It was 71 degrees when we walked out the door this morning. That was really comfortable.
It was 60s. It was in the 60s here.
Yeah.
We were in the upper 70s overnight, so it was, for the overnight people around here, they said it was a little sticky at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
I'll bet.
So I wouldn't know. I was sleeping.
Yeah, me too. I think I woke up about 3:30 and just for grins I went and checked Zoom to see if anybody was still on Zoom. Of course nobody was, so which was fine. I went right back to bed. I'm not an early morning person. That today just proved that again.
As soon as you leave, without fail, every time, as soon as you leave, everybody else leaves.
That's what you keep telling me.
Every time.
Hey, Jim.
You're the star of the show.
Well, everybody went mute last night. Nobody was talking, and my stomach was starting to growl, and I thought, well, maybe now's a good time to leave and go get something to eat.
Did you get your doctor's appointment set up, Jim?
No.
How's the foot?
Not too bad today.
Left foot or right foot?
Left foot.
Okay. You don't drive a clutched vehicle, do you?
No.
Ah, you're all right then. Brake with your left foot?
Pardon me?
Do you brake with your left foot?
No.
Yeah, you're fine.
No, I used to drive the stick.
Yeah.
Back in the late 80s, early 90s. It's been a while.
Yeah, me too. My first car had a 3-speed, 327 3-speed Camaro. It's 1968. Nice little car. Like to pick one up nowadays and slap it in the garage. Of course, Mrs. K wouldn't like that, but restore it. Pick something up for 15, 20 grand. In working condition. The pickup truck that I told you about last night that I was going to go by and look at today is gone. It sold. I knew it would. I mean, it was priced right. It looked good. What we should have done is if we didn't have any place to be is we should have stopped and looked at it last night. But something will come around. So Alex, who buzzed your hair for you?
My my salon lady, my beautician lady that comes over here. Because the only reason why she comes over here is to my house is because the salon where she works uptown is not accessible.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
I give her an extra $5 or $10 for coming over here.
Well, that's nice of you. So what's the progress on the tapes? Are you about done, or you just got one done? Or?
I've done two. I've done both sides of two of them.
Okay.
So I've got 4 MP3s. I've got 4 MP3s so far, and each side of the tapes appears to be about anywhere between 45 and 50 minutes.
Damn. Just all music?
But I don't have to listen to it the whole time through. I can just start it and let it go. And because the way I got it hooked up, it runs. It's just an auxiliary. It's just a headphone cable going from the headphone jack of the player to the microphone input on the computer. So no outside noise from like the Yeti or us talking or anything you get in there.
So you'll have it done in a couple days then.
I'll probably have it done tomorrow, and she may be able to pick them up Wednesday.
Okay.
She's gonna be surprised with a little more more of a price tag than she was expecting, because I told her, thinking that each tape only had 30 minutes on it, I told her that I could probably fit it all on, she wanted 2 copies, so I could probably fit it all on, give her two CDs, but it's turned out it's probably gonna be more like 4 or 5 CDs. And I charge per disc. I don't charge per length of the paper.
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah, I got my new keyboard today. But I did an unboxing video about that. My ear surgery went well.
She back home, or she's still at the hospital?
She's still at the hospital. She'll be there till Wednesday.
Okay.
I think they don't be bad to go longer.
Well, that's good. Her surgery went well.
She was asking about everybody.
You
She
can
asked
tell.
about my wife. I find it really odd that she asked about my wife, because she usually never asks about my father.
Mm.
So I'm wondering if that has to do because of the anesthesia.
Probably. You know, there's all kind of videos online of people saying weird, crazy stuff when they're on medicine like that. They say all kinds of weird stuff.
Hey, Ken,
Yeah,
how's your mom?
she's better. They found she did go get the CT done today, and they found an infection in one of her cavities of her brain. And the way it was described to us by my sister is they're going to try to treat it with antibiotics.
Intravenous.
And if that doesn't work, then the next step, obviously, surgery. But the problem that we called my sister back and we just implored her to get the CT scan read by the proper person, like a brain doctor, because he's gonna know immediately, is this treatable with antibiotics or not. The research I did on it says if it's 2.5 centimeters or larger, antibiotics isn't going to do anything for it, and they have to surgically remove it. Her behavior fits some of the symptoms, but not all the symptoms. Now, how do I say that? Her behavior falls into what some of the symptoms are, but some of what her behavior is has nothing to do with that whatsoever. So the doctor did say she does still show signs of dementia. Now, how much that is, I don't know, because she's not saying. You know, I've been around it. Lauren's been around it. My brother's been around it for a little bit, and his wife, she's a nurse. She's been around it for a while too. And like Kevin said, and when he says we, they see that every day. It's been a while since I've been in the game, so I've kind of, rusty a little bit, I guess is the right word. Today was a good day. One of the more interesting things she did today is she turned the flashlight on to open the refrigerator door. That the light works to look in the refrigerator. I don't know. So.
Well, maybe she's looking for the little guy that turns the light on.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no
That was
idea.
always a mystery to me when I was a small kid. Never did figure it out until I was about 2 years old. And I looked up like, what's the switch? Oh, shucks, oh my.
Her spirits were good. We decided today that she's no longer going to drive the car, and she's going to get the doctor to tell her that, so that way it's got some reinforcement to it. Because she doesn't need to be driving. If she's still hallucinating and seeing things, and I know she is, because we were sitting there today, and she's sitting there just like I am right now, and all of a sudden she bolted up like this, and she was in a deep gaze out the window. And I asked her, I said, Mom, what are you looking at? And she didn't answer me. So I reached up from the couch and leaned out the window, and it's just as clear as can be. No people, no cars, no animals, no nothing. And then she just sat back as if nothing happened. So, is she getting old? Sure, she's getting old. I mean,
I had, and you guys all probably know I went in for a urinary tract infection. That's why it's not her. Just want to say that. But they did the same test, and I had the infection. There is a joke to this. They couldn't get the medication, and they actually flew a plane to someplace like Texas to get medication. And I'm deathly allergic to penicillin.
mm-hmm.
They started me on penicillin. That's how bad it was.
Ugh.
I went in all kinds of shock, all kinds of this.
I've been there and done that enough. I won't do it again because I've had reactions to penicillin before.
Wasn't it? That's the joke. They said if I didn't get out, probably take me home to the funeral home. And so anyway, finishing up the serious part, I went to a coma for 2 weeks. And they're using antibiotics. But what they did say about the antibiotics, and it didn't seem to work greatly, which is a good thing, hopefully for your mom. But they said a lot of the dementia was caused by the infection.
Oh yeah,
That's why it's kind of scary, because it wasn't permanent. Hopefully you were the infection, you were the dementia. So that's cool. I mean, that works.
Yeah, I'm hoping we all three, my brother, my sister, and I, can be present when they're read, so that way we don't have any misinterpretation of what's being said, other than how we interpret it ourselves. Because initially, the way she explained it was she had a tooth infection. I'm like, tooth infection is not going to cause this. Not the way she's acting. Well, have to be a hell of an infection. Today she was trying to dig something that wasn't there. And she's just old. It's just no other way to put it. I had to laugh at Mrs. K this morning. She was, we go down to pay the bill, and the smart-ass kid didn't want to help us, and she's sitting there tugging on my pants, trying to calm me down. I mean, I wasn't pissed. I was upset. And I finally asked the kid, I said, well, do you have a supervisor? And the kid goes, why? I said, because I asked to speak to your supervisor. And he goes, yeah, I've got a supervisor. I said, well, I'd like to talk to him or her. He goes, I don't know. I said, trust me. In about 30 seconds, the police will be here because I'm going to make such a fucking scene that they'll be wanting to know what happened. About that time, this guy comes around the corner and goes, can I help you? And I'm like, you may. And I explained it to him. He goes, oh, yeah, you're in the right place. And I looked at that kid. I said, this kid just told us we couldn't do that. And he literally pushed that kid out of the way, sat down, and took care of everything we needed to have done.
I'll tell you 2 things that I know for a fact. 3, actually. Be careful nowadays. They call the police a lot of times. You're the one going away.
I was well aware of that. I mean,
I'll say one political thing and no more tonight. January 6th. Don't do it you're on. Fuck it. Number 2, I know this for a fact to supervisors. You can't tell them what the fuck you want. Don't let them in. I don't care who on YouTube says it, knows it. I have seen that high up the food chain. To vice president. If somebody gets near me, you're out of a job, boy.
yeah. And then we found out she's got to.
license.
No, we got to wait. She's on the list. That was the good news out of all this.
No,
But
this is about Lorna's license.
oh yeah, Lorna's nurse's license, yeah. And the woman that run that department apparently just quit like last week. So who knows? I mean, honestly. And I found out, as I already knew, I'm not a morning person. Maybe that's why I got so cute with that guy so soon. I don't know.
Well, I already knew this, but I'm not gonna get to sleep in any this week.
Oh, is Josh calling you at 6:30?
He called me at 7, which would have been 8 your time.
Right.
But I mean, I'm not gonna get to sleep in like I normally do with the kids.
You say you got nephews there yet?
With the nephews getting up as early as they do, they get up at like, I don't know, like this morning, 9 o'clock or whatever, 9 o'clock, and I've gotten used to, with the exception of Sunday, not getting up till like 10:30, 11:30, and else. But this week, if I still stay up till like 2 o'clock on here with y'all, I'll still be awake at probably 7, 8 o'clock because I'll be hearing him up and, getting cereal or whatever.
Yeah, the guy did, Robert. He tested the short fuse. Although the short fuse was a little bit longer this time because, like I said, Mrs. K was sitting there tugging on my shorts. And I know what she was doing, but I get tired of dealing with stupidity really quick nowadays. Especially when we knew we were in the right place because we were directed there by someone. And he was just a snot-nosed kid that didn't want to do anything. He shouldn't be working there as far as I'm concerned. But it's done. We left. Everybody said thanks for your help. And it's all good. Now we wait.
So we must not, Josh is not saying much. He got on here and almost immediately muted himself. We must not be very interesting.
He's still fiddling with the cards.
I think he's still messing with that card, yeah. There's Mr. Guy. Greg, we're going to dock you.
Needs to know.
Yeah, I'm here. I didn't get any pop-up notifications.
trying to figure out how I'm going to get rid of some of this crap in my room and how I'm looking at it.
44 minutes you were late. My goodness. No notification?
No.
Do a big trash bag, put it all in it, take it outside, put it in the garbage can.
He's looking around like, okay, where do I start? So Greg's got his TV going, I can tell that. That looks like a big ass Hershey's chocolate bar, Josh.
What's that?
That looks like a big Hershey's chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Is that what that is? Oh no, it's keyboard box. Okay. I was gonna say if that's a big.
I was about to say, if that's where that is, I'm not having any chocolate around the house.
Well, back in the
I
day,
got
I could have
chocolate
handled
for
that.
Father's Day.
Do what?
I got some for Father's Day yesterday, some chocolate.
Chocolate?
Yeah, little Hershey's. A little mixed kinds of little bars.
Yeah.
Like regular and dark chocolate and Rice Krispie things, etc. Unfortunately, part of them are peanut butter, which I can't eat. My daughter said, "Well, I'll take care of those for you." She's the one who got them.
She knew.
I think there was a plan in the background of that someplace.
Well, yeah, that's big. And my son got me an Apple Watch. I think he's trying to tell me to work out. Got a couple of home things for everybody. Write it down. Two things. My wife can sell this. We gotta be careful here. Just sell igloo to an Eskimo. That sounded bad, but she can stage a house perfectly. Number one. And you can walk into the worst house in the world and you go, "This is nice." You see a picture of the house, real estate agent says, "What do you think of this?" You say, "Not bad." Leave it that way until you sell the house. Not go and look at the house and rip carpet and da-da-da-da-da. My wife spent the day today, not feeling good, but looking for property to buy, which is fine. Number two, again, stage. Number three, clean. Don't make it smell like your dog did weird, or especially your cat did weird things to it.
Or even normal things do it.
It's really, just horrible. It's not a joke. I'm not trying to be funny. And then this one's past all that. Those three, I'm not joking. If you don't think I'm just read a book. You want the home. I don't care what kind of home it is. You want to feel like you want to buy it. I'm buying it for investment. I still want to think that you took care of it until the day you're going to sell it.
Right.
Trust me. I don't really give a shit. I hope it looks like crap because I'm going to sell it. But you are still going to want to get the most money you can for it. Make it worth, make me think you cared.
Yeah.
Well, that three for you. This is the last three in there. Not anything big deal. Henry Ford's original house is on sale. My son has almost got it. It's not that expensive. It's in Detroit though, but we found out with a friend. My son knows, and we know a Ford family member. A Ford family member owned this house, another one. It is pristine. It is over 100 years old, though. I just said the magic word. It is pristine, over 100 years old. Which means everything in it is over 100 years old. As far as mechanics. It is 3 miles inside of Detroit. It is in, for what I to sell this, a good area, very good area, even good Detroit schools. That wasn't a cut. There's some areas that are very nice in Detroit. Problem is with Detroit is you hear bad things about Detroit. Not all the areas of Detroit are bad. It's like Chicago. There's some areas of Chicago I wouldn't do tonight. And there's some areas of Chicago that I wouldn't want to work with.
Back in a second, yeah, I got grandchildren coming.
Alrighty.
So what do you think the Josh Hall count is today?
5.
Higher. Higher.
Shooting.
Did he work today is the question.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to cut down the call count a little bit.
Well, that's tour music, and I'll stop for you, Alice. I say 8.
Try again.
Aretha Franklin's house is on sale, and it's nice. Dennis Ruffin, Temptations' house is on sale this week.
Damn.
15.
Damn, they're just trying to.
Lower.
Pardon me?
Lower.
12. Wow, I'm surprised it's lower than 15. I'm stunned.
12.
Correct. Ding, ding, ding.
You kept track? I don't know where's your sticker. Inline 12 times, or you keeping track 12 times?
No, I just look at my call history.
I thought my call was bad. Though I do have another one for you. Like I said, I'm done with everything now. I go to work, and I'm at work every day at 6 o'clock, except for today I was there at 6:30. And Jim, this is for you. I have a problem with my knee, got my knee shot. And because of the way they gave me the knee thing, they had to send me in for the epidural that I knew about. So, you know, where they get you in the back, and it goes through to your knee nerve. Well, it hurts like heck to walk right now. But
Yeah, I
regardless,
wouldn't want to get any kind of shot at all.
I mean, I said it. I mean, not wrong. It is literally never. It goes into your spine, it goes into the little nervy, it goes down to your knee or to your calf or whatever. That's why, like I said, it's nice for any find the nerve that goes wherever they want to get. You know,
Yep.
you go into the doctor and seeing those big spine things they show, you know, that's kind of on the wall just because they got something to throw up there from the truck or something. I always make my appointments with the doctor around lunchtime, so I eat some road food.
No, that's weird. I thought I would be able to plug that into the computer and record, but apparently not.
What would charge?
The on-the-go charger that I got. I got it connected up to a plug that can plug into the back of the computer. And I thought it would charge it, but I don't think it will.
You're talking about one of those battery packs that has USB ports on it?
Yeah,
You have to charge those to the wall. And they take like 12 hours to charge.
and I can't charge it from the wall because I don't have nothing to plug it into.
Well, you have to charge it from the wall.
Charge what from the wall?
One of those USB battery charger packs that has USB, they charge and have USB ports on it, so if the power goes off or whatever, you can charge your phone off of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a cord to plug it into right now. I'll probably have to get off there somewhere. My wife was the last person to use it, she didn't charge it. I guess you've never heard the phrase, if you're the last one to use it, don't. If you're the last one to use it, replace it.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Hey, Josh, I know how to help you with that. Get a divorce. Get up from away from her.
It's kind of like what they used to say with the VHS tapes. Be kind and rewind. Because I still have to do that.
Or use once and throw out.
Exactly. So everybody knows Thursday I'm going to be doing the thing with Doug, and it will start promptly at, wait a minute, what time does she get off? Oh wait, I don't have to worry about it. She's working 2 to 6, so yeah, it'll start right at 10 o'clock my time, which will actually be maybe 4 or 5 minutes early just to make sure everything's set, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
Ken, what you doing? Or what are you guys doing?
I'm just gonna. I don't think he's got any pictures to share like he did with Catherine, but I've got a massive amount of questions that he sent to me that he would like me to discuss with him. And by massive amount of pictures, I mean, or questions. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 questions. I don't see this being a half-hour deal.
I'd say an hour and a half.
Well, it depends. I think I'm going to go through here and the ones that seem to be most intriguing to me and go with those. So one of them is clearly going to have a joke to it. I'm just trying to think of how I want to do that, but
Oh, you were supposed to be the one coming up with the questions, not him.
well, and that's fine. I asked about a week ago if you guys had anything, let me know, and I'll write them down and ask. But nobody's emailed me or nobody said anything. So we got between now and Thursday. If you guys got something that's on your mind about Doug that you would like me to ask, let me know either in text or email or even on here and talk real slow so I can write it down.
I would, there's these tech YouTubers that like they go and they show off different people's setups,
Yes.
like worst and best. I would like for Doug to see his setup to one of them and see what they have to say about his setup.
Jay's 2 cents does something like that.
I'll send in my setup and see how hard they laugh when they see this.
There's a part two, and they just gotta say, "Oh, I'm sorry, Alice." I don't know what they even look at it. Just
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, there's always that. I mean, Doug has a better chance of getting his stuff looked at than I do because he's got, 1.6K thousand viewers or subs. I got 141. Chances are they'll look at him before they'll look at me, which is fine. I've got one more little thing in here I'm going to do, and hopefully that'll take place within the next 10 days or so, and that's add another monitor. Oh, wow, my monitor is now not working. I just noticed.
Ain't nobody want to see my cable disaster I've got here.
No, I agree with that. You're right. Nobody would want to see that. I've seen some nice setups for people. I really have. Mine's more of a work in progress, and it's a working type. I do everything here, so it's not going to win any awards for neatness or organization or anything like that, but it works for me. So
actually today, the house I was looking at, in upper third level bedroom, what do they call it, like the bungalow bedroom, he had I don't know what kind of computer, it could have been an 8088, but he had 3 monitors that curved like 40-something inches, this huge sucker, and 2 vertical monitors, one on each side. The speakers were like 40 inches tall, 20 inches wide. The thing was huge. I said, I think the guy likes games, because you wouldn't draft on that machine with the speakers.
So Tony put in the chat room OBS. I'm going to ask him, ask him why he uses XSplit as opposed to using OBS, or ask him his thoughts on OBS, or both? Or am I way far off? Right, I knew he had tried it, but I would like to know maybe if Tony wants both. Okay, got that written down. Thank you, Tony. So I'll tease you guys a little bit here. Airplane crash. Second airplane crash. The joke is you didn't learn the first time, you had to crash the second time? I don't know. I'll think of something. Man in underwear runs out of house banging on driver window while I'm leaving his house. Now that one I'm clearly going to ask about. That might be my lead question right there. Man in underwear runs out of house banging on the driver window while I'm leaving his house. Probably a client?
Sure.
You could ask him where he thinks Microsoft is going. I'd be curious to see what he says.
Worst hand gliding experience?
With that,
I'm just looking over his list of suggestions here. It says
He
worst.
did a video on Josh. He did a video on his predictions for Windows 11 a while back.
It's been out 7 months and people have been using it for over a year. The prediction. Actually, just a quick aside on me, and I don't have any questions. You know what I've noticed that Doug probably does, or seems to do? He seems to use software that's upper mid-level, paid software.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like OBS is free, he does not use that, but when he's using it, he pays for it.
Right. XSplit he does pay for.
The remote software that he uses, he pays for.
Right.
I mean, he didn't use TeamViewer, he used the one he pays for. Just notice that, just like he uses Office, he pays for it.
Yep, he does. Good point. Or I'll get a question out of that somehow.
But again, he's running a business, and so he's got to. He's got to make his clients happy and kind of use what they kind of have to stay on top of what they use, which is Office and is support. If something goes wrong with logging, he's got their support to back him up. They don't have their support. You don't have anybody to support if he's not paying for it.
That's true.
I don't mean that's Alex. That's kind of the point I was making. Just like the other day, buying computers. For a client, you buy a computer from one of the big 3 or 4. You don't buy a computer yourself. That way, so you can have the service tomorrow. I mean, at work, the computer goes bad. By 12 tomorrow, it's fixed. If it's not fixed, we got a new one.
So here's a question for the group. And this was legitimately asking me today by my mom. Where's the best place to buy a new computer and a new TV?
God, I hate to say this. Online.
Micro Center or Amazon?
Online.
You don't want to know my info.
Well, one at a time, please, so we're not confusing me.
I apologize. Online.
Okay.
Send it back.
Well, my mom, she said, where's the best place to buy a computer or a TV? And I answered her with, well, one, you don't want to buy a computer. I'll build you a computer.
And then she'll have to worry about you fixing it, you staying away from parts.
Well, I mean, there's all kind of advantages to that, but she misunderstood what I said, and she goes, now you got to remember, my full name's Kenneth Richard, okay? She goes, Rick, I don't know how to build a computer, and at my age, I don't want to learn how to build a computer. And I said, Mom, I'll build the computer for you. Oh, I misunderstood, so that was cool. As far as the TV goes, and I meant this, I told her I would buy it at Walmart because they carry Vizio, and I like the brand Vizio, and the one that I would like right now is under $500. And then she was like, yeah, I think that's a pretty good deal. And that was in the conversation. I mean, I'm like, are you buying a new TV? Do you want a new computer? I mean, where'd this question come from? So...
May just been a curiosity question that popped into your head.
It could have been, yeah. There was no commercial on TV for computers or television, for that matter.
My hair lady today, she told me that she didn't even realize that you could buy computers online.
A lot of people
Well,
probably.
at least you didn't tell her home shopping network.
Yeah, really.
Do you have online?
Well, I did tell her Amazon for some things, and she kind of gave me this look of, because my sister buys everything, and I do mean everything off Amazon, and she gave me that look.
I mean, if you wanted a laptop, you're obviously going to buy it someplace. You're not going to build it.
Oh, no.
Actually, I'll recommend a place to buy a TV. The Jeff will probably agree with me if he thinks about it. Costco.
Yes.
My brother has recommended them a couple times to me.
And if you say you buy a brand that's got a 1-year warranty, they double the warranty automatically by adding another year. Buy it with their branded credit card, you get another 2 years warranty on top of that.
4 years, yep.
Now, not all the warranties come from the same place. First year is from the manufacturer. The second year is negotiated to the Costco concierge service. And the last 2 years are wherever the credit card folks want you to have it serviced. But you do get 4 years altogether.
Had one for my daughter a couple of years ago. I mean, she was married, it wasn't that, but, you know. And a couple of years ago, and they couldn't fix it. Took them like 2 weeks. It was 3.5 years old. She had a new one.
Yeah, it looks like Costco carries Samsung, LG, Sony, Hisense, and Vizio.
Yep, they do.
I didn't know they carried Vizio.
And they actually have decent discounts. You bring it back because they wrote, because I wanted Sony instead. They knocked like 40% off.
I don't know what it is like at Sam's. I assume you can get some type of a reasonable warranty from Sam's if you have a Sam's card.
And we got, my mom has gotten TVs from Sam's. I think like she ordered my grandma a TV from there. The TV we've got in the living room, I don't know where it came from. I don't remember where it came from. But we took it out of the box. We had it for like, how long have we lived here just about, so we had it for like, it's 7, 8 years old now. But again, out of the box, with a dead pixel at the very top of the screen.
Get that boy back.
Looks like they got a 65-inch Class M Series 4K for $650. That's not too bad. Who's got their TV on in the background? Is that Greg? No, not Greg.
Oh, I got a quickie for you, Tim. I was starting to tell you, I get everything going. I go to see if you log on yet, see if I'm in the middle of anything.
Right.
And then I saw that you log on, blah, blah, blah. I pull up YouTube. I turn volumes down, so, there's no feedback. I think we're talking about that truck, right?
Yeah, it's sold already.
And I'm not saying this the wrong way. But you see something like that? You gotta buy it in a heartbeat.
Oh, I know. I realize that.
And another thing, and people don't think this way unless you're crazy. I mean, you gotta think you're gonna sell it if you don't want it. Short of it not running, you can't start it.
Do you have an update? I happened to talk to my regular mechanic again today. I need to replace the water pump on my 2014 F-150. The cost is $1,600. Because the water pump is embedded into the block, and assuming that if it leaks and it doesn't do any damage, you take the water pump out, you have to change the oil. You have to redo the timing because it apparently is connected near the timing belt somehow. On and on and on. It's just a key-forward design.
Actually, I don't think that engine has a timing belt. I think it's a timing
gear, maybe, I don't know. Not a belt, a chain probably, or just a gear.
And your valves will hit on the cylinder heads, which will take them up.
So I just have, and all of these pumps go out generally between 90 and 95,000 miles, he tells me. And these EcoBoost engines. And I have 85,000, so I'm sneaking up on dangerous territory.
What you need to do, I'm serious and joking as heck, is you need to have them tell me when to get the engine out of a Ford GT. That has the same size engine, but has totally rebuilt insides. Because they found out what they did wrong with the engine, they changed it.
Well, what I plan to do here is to sell it while it still has some warranty left on it, which is transferable to a new owner for $75. And say, here, if something goes wrong, you're just going forward. They're going to fix it for you.
Figure out how to screw the water pump up for you.
Well, so we'll see what happens. But then and I have to decide what else I want to get. But my mechanic, who I've used for a long time out here now, says hands down, if he had to buy a new pickup, he'd buy a Toyota Tacoma.
Preferably V8, which they don't make.
No, but they do have a big V6, which is not turbocharged.
I agree. I mean, not arguing, but it's brand new. How's the V6?
So anyway, I
Is
got
your-
some thinking to do before the end of the year here.
Is your gas prices starting to drop yet?
I have no idea, probably not.
I haven't checked.
I seen it for
What gas did you
$5.05
say,
tonight.
Did you say gas prices or?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the truck prices.
No.
Hold on. Let me.
I seen it 5:05 over on the other side of town, and then in this general area it's 5:19. It's slowly but surely dropping back down.
I'm not sure how long it's going to stay that way.
Oh, yeah. Well, through July 4th
Yeah.
weekend, that's what the plan is.
I
In
think
In Vegas, the best one they have for this is a cash price, $4.68 at Arco up near Nellis Air Force Base. Costco is $5.13 a gallon. Sam's is $5.08.
and this is totally personal, nothing I've seen a report, nothing. I think we're going to keep it through July 4th. And then it'll slowly creep up again.
Yep, I agree with that. I don't think it'll be I don't think it'll slowly creep up. I think it'll be like it was recently when it went from 489 to 525 literally overnight.
Because I have read one thing, but personal level, is they're dumping some of the reserves, out onto the market.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But prices will come down, but they're not going to keep doing that. I don't believe.
Yeah, I wished I could find what the footprint is on this television. That's the only thing that keeps me from buying it. I actually found it for
Oh, you mean like what it's on?
yeah the distance between the stands, the legs.
Yeah.
Because I can't talk her into mounting it on the wall. She's absolutely 100% against that. So that's out.
Their fault. We got children and a dog running in and out already.
Don't have to worry about either one of those. I did not turn the white light on the fish tank.
What? It's late. Dark already. No.
Oh, don't let that slow you down.
Dark already.
1,193 total views on my golf video from last Friday. Or 2 weeks ago on Friday. Upcoming Friday. Okay. Better. That looks better. Yep, he's still in there. Good. Forgot all about turning that light over. So it's went up 3 since I started. It was at 1190 when I started. The process is slowing down. I think it might make it to 1200. I'm not sure. We will see. Now that I have a little bit better of understanding of how the view process works. Oh wait, I know how I can get 4 more real easy. I can log in under her account, go watch it 4 times. There's no reward for the views though, so there's no point in doing that.
What are you up to?
1,193. Followed by my second place uploaded video is 129. Followed by my highest live video is 309, and then 246. So I've got a couple that are up there with views, but the one golf, I mean, I would really like to know what the secret to that is. I just really would like to know why people are watching that. And Tony had a good point. I need her to do the entire thing next time in Filipino, in her language. That'll confuse a lot of people. Get it translated. Or maybe I
I'm
can.
gonna just toss it over to the Filipinos and they'll watch it.
Yeah. It's expensive to play golf in the Philippines, from what I understand. Yeah, I kind of like this TV right here. That might have to be my.
I think it's really expensive to play in Georgia.
Well, certain courses are.
Augusta.
Yeah, really. Torrey Pines in San Diego.
Innisbrook in Florida.
I should have taken my clubs with me that day and snuck out there and played that one real hole real quick, like just to say I played Torrey Pines.
Before they kicked you out.
Yeah, before they arrested me. I'm sure that they would have not hesitated whatsoever to do that.
No, they wouldn't arrest you. It's people with a gun.
Go out there and hit the driving range. The driving range was immaculate too. Make sure I saved that. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. All right. So Jim, what are you working on there in the background?
Oh, just keeping an old laptop up to date.
My neighbor who had his garage sale had a old Apple desktop. He wanted $100 for it. I didn't know anything about it, so I didn't pursue it. And the only reason I would pursue buying it is just to see what it's like. He said it was old. It was from the 90s, I think he said.
Oh my God.
Don't know the model, don't know anything on it. I do know he said he was firm on the $100 because, and I quote, it's Apple after all.
But did it have one of those dome bases that the monitor was mounted to?
No, it didn't have a monitor. It just had the
Oh, okay.
the box and a keyboard. I noticed that. I might sneak over next time I see him and see if I can get a model number, do some research. Be kind of fun to tinker around with, maybe.
From the 90s?
That's what he said.
It's 25 years. Well, 20.
Well, 95 to right now is what, 27?
Well, 90 was, we hit the middle, 95.
Right. Well, I'm that number's in my head because Microsoft Internet just ended. The Explorer, it's 27 years old, 95 to 22. So.
Okay, and Ken, I gotta say something before you say another word. You can call something a Ford, a Ford Pinto. I mean, it was, 20 years old. It wasn't a new car.
Well, but when did they stop manufacturing Pintos? The day after they started?
They were decent cars. I like.
Oh yeah, if you're a midget.
No, they weren't any worse than today's. You want to know what caused the Pinto? One thing. The car that started the fire, and it's not a built for you. I've seen it. I've touched it. My dad was in charge of Finlands at one point. The car had a 2x8 steel plate or steel rod across it, and that was the bumper. If I took that bumper in your vehicle, it'd start on fire. And then part two, the Pinto.
Al, did you get that video I sent you?
Part with the Pinto, it was an executive that wrote that, the bulldozer didn't start because they were worried about it. And it was no worse than a Ford Galaxy 500 that fires. Now, when Ford's attorneys got the executive, and he said it was no worse, the family just started crying in the gallery. And I was there. I was 7 years old. They were 17 years old. They started crying.
I was looking at it from the point of when you're 6'4", you don't get in a little Ford Pinto very easily, unless you take the back seat out and put the front seat in the back seat, and even then it's a struggle. Yeah, me and small cars don't get along, and now that I'm about 35 pounds overweight, Me and mid-sized cars don't get along.
I take that because I love the car and I had a V8 in one, which they didn't come with. Those cars, the V8 were dangerous.
Yeah, they put a little bit of modification in that.
Yeah. And again, been a long, long, long time. It was actually done at Ford by Ford.
Did they were honestly experimenting with manufacturing them with the V8, or was this just a side project?
It was for our birthday.
Okay. My first car was a 1968 Chevy Camaro 327 3-speed, and it had a lot of room not only in the engine well, but in the cabin itself where the seats were at. Bucket seats, so that helped. My second car was a 1946 Chevy. I don't remember the model. It didn't really matter. It was a damn boat on wheels. My third car was a 1967 Buick Skylark. That was all before the age of 18.
My first car was a 68 Ford Torino GT with 429 Super Corp jet and a supercharger on top. Go down the road, I mean, it was like a drag car. And my wife was, well, she's born in July 6th, write that down again.
So you don't forget.
Three ways to do it. And she turned that, and instead of, well, I won't go into all the ways we got back and forth and whatnot, but, you know, you come pick me up with just, you know, I mean, you know what I mean. And her parents freaked out because this car was pristine. It had been waxed every couple, 3 weeks. And they didn't know what was going on. And actually, what they thought was going on, out loud, wasn't going on. I got in trouble when I said, we don't need that car to do something like that. That didn't work.
Looks like, Greg, you've been given a reprieve. Robert said he's going to let it slide this time. I'm a little more concerned on why no notifications went out, because I haven't done anything on YouTube today. I haven't done anything on the internet at all
I
again
was
today.
getting them for days before tonight.
That's
Not one.
That was weird. That is weird. I got one on my phone tonight while I was waiting on Mrs. K to get off work, but it obviously wasn't for mine.
And Stout is live. In Stout Live, 6/20/22. A recap.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh man, my arthritis is deciding to act up a little bit. Oh man, that hurts. It's alright, I got till Friday to get that little kink worked out. I can't make up my mind which course I want to play Friday though. I have my choice of two. I can play the one I've been playing, which I'm relatively familiar with, or I can go walk a new course, which is just up the street from me, and a little bit cheaper to play. Well, not a little bit cheaper, a lot bit cheaper to play. And I'm really kind of torn on which one I want to do. Friday's weather is going to be 91 and partly cloudy, according to the app. I do have a pull cart, so I can pull the clubs on the cart. Put my little small cooler on there somehow. I don't know. I have to give this some thought. One of those, yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do type things. But I am going to play one or the other. One of the other. I may play who? I could play both, I guess. Haven't done that in a long time. Lorna found some old. Hold on a minute. Oh, Mrs. K. You were going to send me some pictures from San Marcos. Where are they? Oh, yeah. Anyway, she found some pictures from this course we used to play. And I thought I was fat back then, but I would gladly take that weight I had back then over what I got right now. Love that course. Par 3, par 4. Nice course. It built in the heart of the city. Loved it. Absolutely loved that course. You know, got a message from somebody. Oh, Rick sent me a message a while back about the second storm rolling in.
Yeah, the second one wasn't really as pretty as any prettier than the first one, but it wasn't as long as the first one. The first one really nailed us. The second one, I thought, you know, God, here we go again. Electricity flickered, went off, came back on, and then about a minute later, everything kind of calmed down. So it went through quickly. The first one just kind of decided to stop over Britter and give us hell for like 25 minutes. The second one just kind of kept on walking, just here for 10 minutes and going. The first one, yeah, we got bounced.
97 around the Detroit area.
That's warm.
A little. What? Monday of next week, 78.
That's comfortable.
We're 83 tomorrow, and that's a break from our heat wave, 104.
And you won't
Hey,
be
hey,
tired.
Chris, did your mom get hacked again? Chris,
My grandfather in Florida is
Chris
90.
might be asleep. 12:04.
In half the week it'll be raining in Florida.
Here today was 93. Tomorrow the high's supposed to be 101.
Two.
Oh,
Oh, I seen
That's
something out
bad
in
for
Vegas.
summer. When it gets to 110, I start to get
Jeff got one for you. Make sure you turn the heat on.
Tomorrow is for me. Tomorrow is 97. Wednesday's 98. Thursday's 97. Friday's 100. Saturday is a whopping 102.
And there's going to be more humidity in Arkansas than there is in the desert. So.
Did you guys just have a fatal shooting on Fremont Street, Jeff?
I don't know. There was a news blurb came across my phone about a double homicide a while ago.
Oh. Yeah, I'm trying to find the article. I thought it said this was down on Fremont Street.
It's a beautiful 63 degrees out right now.
Robert, you spoke too soon. We should not let him slide.
Waiting room.
Cool, 74 degrees here, but rain.
76 and clear.
Alright, we're nice though. Next week we're nice, all in the low 80s next week.
We're all 80s next week.
92 on Thursday, and then the temperature drops. 72 on Saturday, that's,
Actually, that would be very nice.
yeah, it's gonna be raining too. I was gonna head up north, but no, it's gonna be raining.
You're going to be doing some biking.
Yeah. Sunday maybe might be a better day, a few degrees warmer, but mostly sunny. But then again, there's that damn wind. 15 to 20 miles an hour, so maybe not.
I see
The
my
other day it felt like 111 and my dad was outside mowing.
Oh,
Yeah, there's people out biking here in Brainerd, and I'm like, you people are nuts. You realize it's 104? Oh, is that why I feel so shitty? Yeah, it's 104.
Yeah, might have a little bit to do with it, yes.
He decided then maybe he should go home and just stay home. But yeah,
I
he's
did.
good.
I did a little bit of mowing yesterday. I don't remember what it was. Because Sunday, you can't water anything here on Sundays, so that's the day I set aside to cut the grass, trim the bushes, and so forth.
Yeah, you sure wouldn't want to do any watering on Sunday and have the water police come around.
actually in Florida, it was not, I mean, I think it was $400 now. Well, that's city living.
The
I
fine?
used to, at the first house we had, it was on a corner lot. And the front yard and the sidewalk curved around the edge of the corner. And there was no way to set my sprinkler heads for the grass we had at that time so the water wouldn't run down onto the sidewalk and into the gutter. And so no matter what I did, I kept getting nasty warnings hung on my doorknob from the water police. So finally I just, after a couple of those, I just turned off the automatic sprinklers, and then when I wanted to water, I would check and make sure the water pops were out and start the thing manually. And after a month or so of that, they gave up, and then I went back to automatic watering again. I mean, I wasn't deliberately trying to run water into the street, but I just could not get things adjusted so it wouldn't do it. I'm going to get rid of my grass here sometime this year. They'll pay you a little bit towards the cost of replacing it. I'm going to go with artificial turf. That's allowed in our HOA now by order of the water authorities.
You just have to have a leaf blower to keep it clean, right?
Yeah, something like that. The tree in front drops a lot of little limbs and stuff, so I'll still have to do that. And then I'll have to install a good system to feed the tree with water. It's surrounded by grass right now, so it gets all of its water from having watered the grass. So I'm going to have to install a drip system sufficient to water the tree.
Apparently, we lost one of our pine trees in the backyard. Someone just walked out there and said, "We got a pine tree down out here." I'm like, oh.
Well,
Yeah,
answer.
the winds really got bad. Oh my God, they got horrible.
You know, to answer your Las Vegas question, in the Detroit area, we don't have murders anymore in our papers. Or
Yeah.
TV.
What do you have? Accidental shootings that result in death?
No, we do not. I'm serious. Detroit News, Detroit Free Press, and the three main channels, 4 channels, do not have shootings posted any longer.
So somebody shoots and kills someone, it's never.
So it goes away if you pretend it isn't there.
Is that what it is? Okay.
I don't know. I'm guessing.
No, seriously, they're not posted.
No, I believe you.
First, it started
I'm not throwing shade at you. I believe what you're saying.
the last year and a half before with the protests and whatnot, they would post them, but they would not post too much about them. You were 5'3". They're like, what the hell is that? They wouldn't. First they wouldn't post that, then they wouldn't post that. Then they stopped posting it. There's no killing. Just money where you want it. Oh, every once in a while, let one slip if you kill your wife or something.
Well, I don't know. Here's Fox 2 News, Detroit shootings at Detroit apartment. Crane Sparkley, 1 dead and 3 wounded. 13 hours ago.
What? No shit, seriously. Go look at the Detroit News and paper. Fox. I'm speaking to you, and I don't.
Oh, I believe you.
I believe you, because Fox is a little bit
When I
DIV. What's up with DIV?
when I searched for shootings in Detroit, a couple of locations, including Fox 2, were reporting the same thing. I don't see anything here about,
Go to DIV.
what's that?
I mean,
DIV?
it's, yeah, WDIV. It's Channel 4. I mean, I'm not going to say I actually probably like Fox more than anybody on this channel, but most people say Fox is too liberal. No, conservative.
My problem with Fox News is they always have to argue over everything.
Click on Detroit, WDIV Local 4. Let's see.
Yeah, I was researching a shooting I knew about. Who left us? Let's see. Josh left.
I'm sorry.
He'll be back.
You got the same one I do, pedal bar, right? The first one.
Yeah, woman run over by pedal bar. I don't know what the hell a pedal bar is.
It's one of them long ass bicycles that's got about 9 seats on it, 8 seats.
And everybody sits and pedals while they drink.
Yep.
I forgot it.
That's a real good concept there.
We can't get moving on to drink.
Oh God.
Can you imagine going to the city council or whoever, I don't know,
Hey, why are you allowing drinking and driving?
drinking and pedaling?
Officials say the woman became disconnected from the pedal bar where she fell underneath.
I'm sorry, it's not funny.
I mean, Yeah.
In other words, she took her seatbelt off.
If you, well, you know what they're like. And I don't know if you've ever seen this, but those Palomite.
I've never heard of this before, so this is new to me.
This is here, yeah. They're like the bike, the boats where you paddle, you want a friend paddle.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Except this is like 10 people around. The bar's in the middle. Nobody sits in the middle. I mean, you're paying for your somebody sits in the middle and you sit around. I think like what Ken say 10, 9,
Mm-hmm.
and you buy your booze just like it's a bar.
Yep.
And you pedal. And the person in the middle is the bar, works for the bar.
I can think of better ways to do that.
Well, me too. I don't even drink anymore.
Out here, if you go to Boulder City, which is the little place that housed a lot of workers when they built the dam at Lake Mead, there's a railroad spur that runs out there. It's still connected to the Union Pacific line, although it's not through traffic anymore. And every once in a while, they have these cars that you can rent where 2 people or 4 people paddle up and down the tracks. If I wanted to drink and want something like that, so at least I'd stay on the road, so to speak. Oh well.
Ouch.
I didn't see that until, we were in this thing. I love that.
Oh well. WD.
I have a question about that, and joking back and forth. How do your kids, especially, or your parents, I was ran over while you were drinking. I'm not trying to be funny, but you have a real problem if you're run over by a bicycle while you're drinking. And you were helping pedal. I also have a thought. I don't know. I don't drink. Seriously, don't drink. I drink that red pop that you and I have talked about. But I can't see sitting here right now drinking it while pedaling around the block.
Yeah, this is kind of a foreign concept to me, so.
I mean, even a quote, I don't know, I've seen you have a beer there, Jeff. But while you're doing your lawn, you take the beer, you put it over on the porch, and, every couple of, back and forth scramble, you don't carry it with you, do you?
No, well, actually, I generally, if I have one open, I leave it in the fridge, and after I work for 15 minutes, I go in and cool off in the air conditioning, swig a swig or 2, put it back in the fridge, and go back out.
That's what I meant,
Rick lost electricity in his neck of the woods, so apparently storm number 2 or 3 is
So,
wreaking havoc.
That's about all I can stand to do anymore. I quit drinking most everything else. I never was a whiskey fan. First time I ever tried any, a couple buddies and I at college killed off a bottle of Jack Daniels with a liter of Coke and about 30 swigs apiece.
Whoa.
Got so sick that I never wanted to do it again.
Well,
Which was probably a good thing.
Yeah, if you don't pace yourself, those things happen.
Yeah.
Yep. And I used to indulge in a little bit of wine, but I learned that I don't have much self-control after about the second glass. I would be doing something like talking to people on here, or actually in those days, sitting, talking to a friend of mine on the phone or something, and I would just keep refilling the glass without really thinking about it, and overindulge, and so I quit that. And so now, I try to limit myself to a beer. And I think I'm going to slow down on that because it costs too much anymore.
Well, that's the one thing they can't minimize or change the packaging on like they're doing everything else is your alcohol and your sodas and things like that. Those are going to stay consistently about the same size. And the price will stay about right. Coffee cans have changed.
The only thing that changed much, I don't know when all of this happened, but 20, 30 years ago, we did change over to the metric system
Yeah,
for wine and liquor.
we know about this. You told me before.
Obviously, he's talking to Josh. So I'm going to mute him for now. Even though that would be a comical conversation to listen to. I'm
Most
gonna...
woman sentenced to probation for a 3-year-old shooting himself. Well, herself. Whatever. Why did they shoot the woman? Get it done with.
The weirdest one I read, I don't know why I thought about that when you said that, was a woman was raped when she was 16. She filed charges. The police department failed to follow up. She had the baby. The rapist found out she had the child. He took her to court for...
Oh, I forgot what court. Sorry.
Custody and child support.
Exactly. And won. And won. Now, you want to guess what state that was in? And no, it wasn't Georgia.
Texas? Probably California.
Nope.
Michigan?
Nope.
I thought I saw something about that.
Michigan's pretty like
No, I wasn't trying to make a joke. I
No.
just couldn't remember where the thing was. I thought, well, Steve Lato had something about that on, I think, so I was
Yeah,
saying.
New York or New York?
No. Down south.
Okay, Florida?
No.
Okay, well, come on.
Louisiana.
Louisiana?
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to Louisiana, not like that. I mean, we've all been there on vacation or something. You know, people down there to shoot the son of a bitch.
Well, yeah. I've not been to Louisiana yet, and gas
Yeah.
prices stay like they are. I'm not going to Louisiana.
Well, we've been there quite a few times. I mean, because I love the bars you don't go to. It's like, man, we go to bars, it's like,
Yeah, I have a niece who's a fairly well-respected criminal attorney in New Orleans.
yeah.
And one of the things that's different about Louisiana is that a good portion of their legal system derives from French rather than English law.
Of
So
course,
there's some nuances there that come into play sometimes. And I'm not familiar enough with it to tell you what's what on that, but
Yeah, I found it to be I had to read it twice because I'm like, am I really reading this right? And
but there was something that, if I remember, that the woman did do when she could have to have prevented this, but I just skimmed headlines of it.
yeah, I think she was 16, he was, I don't know, in his 30s, and there's an argument of was it consensual or not, and legal age there is 17, and she was, I don't know, it was so messed up. But the main thing was the police department said, yeah, we didn't do that the way we were supposed to do it, and she's got to suffer for it. 1,196, by the way. I just changed the tote board.
Well, what the hell is going on with that?
Yeah, really. I mean, it's slowing down.
And I don't mean that in a bad way, but I would just like to comprehend what's causing all the views.
Me and you
Nothing
both.
against your video.
Me and you both, because I would sure as hell be trying to duplicate it. Seriously. I mean, again, it's not translating over to or transcribing over to subs, but it's pretty cool having a video that's got 1,196 views. Especially when someone,
What's different
not mentioning
about
Alex's
that golf
name,
vi-
huh?
Yeah, what's different about that golf video than some of the other golf
I
videos?
do not know. Other than it's a premiere. That's the only difference. We
I
recorded
wonder if
it.
there's some difference by having a premiere in how that gets recommended to people.
Maybe.
And somebody just, it pops up as a recommendation and somebody clicks on it.
Maybe, yeah.
Hmm.
Something's working. I mean, clearly. I don't know. We'll
Got
find.
a couple more. Sorry, got a couple more just to make everybody excited about Detroit. Metro Detroiters sell plasma to afford high gas prices. Anybody want to come and visit? Man charged with
Which is more expensive per quart or liter, blood or gasoline?
I have a question. Which is easier to buy, a gun or formula?
Oh, I know the answer to that one.
Yeah, I did too. It's a political question. Man claims pet alligator is being held hostage.
Now, are you reading the Detroit Free Press or the National Enquirer?
It's true. Yeah, I'm just reading a couple. I'll leave you guys alone. After she was taken by the Detroit police, excuse me, Michigan police, I apologize. Why are we allowed to have alligators? I'm gonna throw my alligator at you, but not, okay, political apologize. No gun, just throw the alligator at you. And how do alligators live in Michigan?
Good question.
But if you go to Fox 2 Detroit, which, I mean, it's real Fox 2, it has a thing saying, man charged with buying Glock switches, just a switch. They can turn the pistol into machine pistols. Don't. And not because it's illegal. Don't. They will break on you, the guns. As friends and I did do it. Not, we don't do it for legal and we don't do it illegal. I mean, we have licenses. But they break. They're toes. But it's against the law to do it. So before y'all run, it's against the law. But yeah, alligator. I'm laughing about the alligator. No politics. Alligator. Don't have an alligator, folks. But, okay, guys, they took an alligator. God done it. The police are holding you hostage for now. That's the part I'm laughing.
Oh, God. You just brought to mind an old joke about Lyndon Johnson and alligators in Louisiana, which I will not repeat because it's so politically incorrect.
So are you going to tell us about checkers and the pulling the ears?
No.
And you
I wouldn't dare repeat this other one.
Am I supposed to end the stream now? Is that the hint that I'm getting?
No, I won't repeat it on Zoom. It's too bad.
Even I won't repeat it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's a, and I don't know what brought that to mind, but it was just a combination of topics there. Oh, Lord.
I think I know it. If I'm not going to repeat it, it's not good.
Well, is the word trolling in it?
Yeah, he was president.
Yep. Okay.
But he would not seek re-election even if he was nominated.
So Rick says the power's out, but not due to the storm. A transformer got struck, but he's not saying if it was struck by a car or a tree or what, but he said it's not due to the storm.
Well, yeah, when you said that, I thought maybe by lightning, since it's
Yeah.
storming.
Yeah.
No, and the last one about the re-election thing, I was just saying that as,
No.
no, it had nothing to do with the other. I kind of thought that
Well,
was
they put this way, it has to do with some things and water skiing and trolling.
yeah, I know. I was just thinking about the re-election.
Yep.
We need to have more politicians do that. It didn't say who. But you think about it, not the other side. You never heard politicians say something like that before, you know.
Oh, well.
I do have a political question for everybody. Why do the politicians have to get a dog?
That's supposed to be the American way or something, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, Obama, they didn't have an animal, that's fine. I mean,
They had a dog.
They really got dogs, the 2 water dogs. And I mean,
Well, then there was LBJ and whatever kind he had where he lifted one of the dogs up by the ears and all hell broke loose.
That was a beagle.
Yeah, bingo, yeah.
you're sure, I'm not sure it's Beagle, I thought it was a Lieutenant Hound. But you may be correct.
I think Greg's right. I think it was Beagle.
Either way, I do more of the ears.
I'm always right.
Yeah, well, doesn't make any difference what the dog was. I'm thinking picking it by its ears is what caused the problem.
Yeah.
I cannot find this doggone picture.
We had Checkers, we had Nixon.
Yeah.
In other words, Nixon was the dog. Ford had a dog. Reagan had a dog. Had a horse. Actually, you know who else had a dog, but he didn't make president? Anybody remember the vice president that nobody ever remembers in the 70s?
Oh,
It's a hint, but it's not.
The guy from New Jersey, Spiro T. Agnew.
Next guy. Jeff's gonna have it. I just feel this, but you can check.
No, the vice president under Bush the first.
No, you go back one back. Two back.
In the 70s?
Yep.
Well, it's not Gore.
He's at the time, if you put the money, he's the richest vice president ever, or richest elected president. Start over. He is the richest vice president or president ever if you put today's money. You know what he's got?
In the 70s?
I might be wrong.
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the late, damn it. No.
The late, damn it. Okay, that clears it up.
Late 60s. Like the last vice president of the 60s.
Under Kennedy? No.
No, wait. Well, it was Johnson. Then Johnson had Humphrey. Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, no, Humphrey, because Humphrey had the 1968 nomination at the very wild convention.
Who was Johnson's vice president?
Wasn't it Humphrey?
Yeah, that's what I said. No, Humphrey was the vice president, then he went to be president. He tried to get elected president, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, he ran against
The
I
guy.
guess Nixon the first time, right?
No, Nixon won that time. I think he ran it.
No, I'm saying Humphrey lost to Nixon, right?
Yeah, yes. And
And then the other guy that ran against Nixon,
McGovern.
yeah, only got what, one state or something? I don't remember. Very low electoral count.
Yeah, that was Minnesota or something. Where he was from, I think. I don't think he got his state, did he? I think that was when he didn't carry his one state. No, I'll say it. Nelson Rockefeller.
Oh. He was appointed.
Still vice president.
Right, no, but he was appointed. Yeah. And then,
Yeah, he was Ford's, wasn't he? Or am I wrong?
yeah, that would have been Ford's.
And that'd have been, what, 75, 6?
Yeah, when both president and vice president came
Yeah.
from appointments.
Ford nominated Nelson Rockefeller as vice president.
Yeah, because Agnew had resigned earlier, and then Nixon resigned, so both of them ended up being appointed. And then, however that worked. Yeah, here's a photo of Lyndon Johnson holding his beagles by the ears.
Where you at? Hold on.
I Googled presidential dogs, and there was an article showing all the dogs of recent years or whatever.
Well, we're rapidly approaching 2 hours, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward to that time of the day when we get to see the same old dancing girls because I haven't changed them yet. I'm going to.
It's about time.
Well, I'm going to. It's in the process of being changed.
I see my old team that I worked for has got a job offer out.
Damn, that took a long time.
Not bad, $55K a year.
Who's that doing?
When I worked on the base, the team that I worked on called the Defense Message Team.
Okay.
They're looking for somebody, $55,000 a year, full time, plus benefits.